So this is round 3. The game is between Mike and Carrie. We saw Carrie earlier in the round. Carrie is playing. Oh man, I gotta tell Carrie not to punch in his password in front of the camera. Oh man, hold on. All right, okay. So, uh, I'm not sure what deck Mike's playing, but Carrie's playing the Splinter Twin deck, and yeah, Splinter Twin is well and alive in Vintage, people. You might ban the Modern, but yeah, it's totally fine in Vintage. We're gonna start the clock. So yeah, anybody out there who's watching, do you guys watch or do you guys play Vintage? Besides Ben and Joe, I don't think Joe plays Vintage. Does he? He plays Modern, right? Joe plays Modern. Don't know. Yeah, I know Joe definitely plays Modern. Don't know whether he plays Vintage. Why you like that? But that doesn't usually happen. Yeah, somebody's playing with the with the what's this? The tape measure, and then it goes flaccid. That doesn't usually happen. Woo. So yeah. Preordain. Preordain is a card that is definitely banned in Modern, but is playable in Vintage and Legacy. Preordain is one of the most ultimate draw spells. Cantrips, not draw spells. Of course, the ultimate draw spell is still Ancestral Recall, which is why it is part of the Power 9, which is why it is restricted, even in Vintage. Vintage. So yeah. One of the scary things about I think Carrie's deck is that suddenly it can just go off. But he's just waiting for the opportunity. You can just go off on like turn 2 with the right hand. So he's just waiting for the opportune time to cast his spells. He's going to take 2 from the Steam Vents. Because I think the deck runs Steam Vents and Volcanic Islands. Oh, it's going to get Force of Will. He'll need to discard a card. Take 1 life. What card is he going to discard? A Time Walk. Not discard, sorry. Exile. Mike takes his turn. 2 mana. He's going to Gush. Ooh, Gush. Return 2 islands. Float 2 blue, of course. And play the Tundra. Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library. Phew, crazy good. In Vintage, maybe it doesn't have that much. Well, it has a very big effect for sure, but not to the extent where you get. Not to the extent that you can abuse it. Not like in Commander, you drop Sylvan Library on turn 2, and you just abuse it totally. Just take 4 there, take 8. Take 8, I'll draw X number of cards. Speaking of which, we should have a game of Commander. Ruben, we should play a game of Commander one of these days. Yeah, I see a thumbs up. But we need the setup. The setup is different from the current one we have. So Mike's going to take 4 damage from drawing an extra card because, it's fashionable. Where's your phone? Your phone's here. It is charging. There's almost out of battery. See now, no, I charged it. I charged it because why? Why? No, yeah, exactly. No, you got your horse is more important than your phone. My Little Pony is more important than Mark's phone. Apparently. Uh, so yeah, let's take away the ticker. Oh, nope, I did the wrong transition. But nobody knows that until I said it. Also, nobody's watching, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Nope. Ruben shakes his head. Tonight, Ruben is very silent. Very, very silent. Um, so yeah. Strip Mine goes down. I'm really not quite sure what Mike is playing. I am very, very confused right now. The Pessamite goes down. Should he counter it? Will he counter it? So here's the thing. Strip Mine goes like he's got to respond with something. Either Lightning Bolt, Strip Mine to kill it. Alright, so he's gonna plow the Pestamite. Is it gonna get plowed? Is it gonna go away? I see two Force of Wills in Carrie's hand. Carrie could just like Force of Will, um pitch the Time Walk. No, that's not a Time Walk. Sorry, Time Reversal. Flusterstorm goes off. Well, that's not gonna resolve, unfortunately. Pestamite goes away. Carrie gains 2 life. So yeah. So yeah, that's the scary thing about Carrie's deck is that suddenly you can just go off, and that's what makes it very very scary. Scary Carrie, right? Oh, but wow. Treasure Cruise not banned in Vintage, of course. Restricted though. Um, Mike's gonna gush in response. Draw 2 cards, and he's gonna Force of Will that, pitching the Mental Misstep. But it's going to be met by another Force of Will just to draw 3 cards. At this point, I think Mike should just give up the Strip Mine, take away one of the lands. So he's going to cast another Gush to draw another 2 cards. Man, Gush, so good, so good. And he drew into a Force of Will, which is definitely going to, no, he made he already made the land drop for the turn. Ruben, can you tell Carrie he made a... Okay, never mind. They rewind. They rewind. That's correct. Yeah, so turns can get a little complicated like that. So yeah, how much does Mike want the Jace Mind Sculptor and the Flusterstorm? And I think that's a Flusterstorm. Oh, so good. So good. No, he's just gonna put 2 cards back. He keeps it. Sorry, it was a Spell Pierce, not a Flusterstorm. I'll pass and ship the turn because he knows, he just needs to. Alright, so he does draw the Jace. No, that's not a Jace. What is that card that he just drew? Alright, so down goes another Tundra. It's just waiting. Is he gonna fire? Oh, sorry, it's a Treasure Cruise, right? So he's gonna try to fire off a Treasure Cruise. In Vintage it doesn't really matter. Like in Modern we use a lot of Snapcaster Mages. In Vintage we don't really use Snapcaster Mages, so we can just exile anything willy-nilly from the graveyard. Doesn't really matter. It's gonna be met with a Force of Will. And yeah, unfortunately it doesn't have anything to respond to that. Could play a Spell Pierce, but Spell Pierce, like, Carrie could definitely pay 2 mana for it. So down goes his 3rd land. And we see a Dig Through Time. Very, very good card. Mike's gonna take another 4 damage to draw the extra card. He lays another land. Hold on. Ruben, can you ask them to play more to the left? More towards the life counter. Can't see the cards. To both your lefts, and then they both rotate. Alright, okay. So Deceiver Exarch's gonna try to tap down uh the land. It's gonna be met with, oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah. I believe the life total should be 15 because he took 1 damage off the force of will. Yeah. So they can hear me. Woohoo! Alright. So Mike's gonna take another 4 damage. It's gonna try to preordain. That's 1 trigger off of the monk. Monastery Mentor. So he bottoms the 2 cards immediately, casts a Jace, creates another monk. Now there are 2 prowess triggers. It's probably gonna brainstorm at this point. I don't think, like, Jason Mind Sculptor is just meant for brainstorming, right? Like zero brainstorm. You can put 2 back. A Gash. Oh wow, this is just going off. 3 prowess triggers, so that's 9 damage plus another 4. That's 13 damage. Oh yeah. You could try to go for the kill, but I don't think that would be very, very smart. Yep. So we're going to game 2 between Mike and Kerry. If you are just joining us, this is the Throwback Thursdays at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Poundline Podcast. It is the vintage playtest night where you get to play with playtest cards. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts. Usually there are more people at the desk, but today there is only me. Ruben is off looking at other cards. Mark is off playing and enjoying himself. I have not played a single game of Magic this week. We didn't get to draft. We didn't get to. I don't understand. I really don't understand. I wanted to draft, but I didn't get to draft. So what the hell, man? What's up with that? And I'm not going to be playing this Sunday PPTQ, right? Because I'll be here hosting it as well. So yeah. While they are sideboarding, some things that I would like to tell you. If you, yeah, you can follow us on all our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our websites, power9podcast.com, greyogregames.com. You can just follow this Twitch channel as well if you like to watch us stream. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays we stream Magic Online or Magic Duels or some other random games. Most of them relating to Magic or board games. And on Tuesday and Thursday nights we have Real Magic, Table Magic. Tuesday nights are standards. SCG Gamenight. And Thursday, Throwback Thursdays, the vintage playtest night. So yeah, join us on all these and more. Yeah. And if you are interested in podcasts, you can listen to the Power 9 podcast. You can find it on iTunes or any of your favorite podcast services. So yeah. Um, that's a lot of cards. This used to be a really expensive one once upon a time. Reality Smasher. Is it still expensive? How much is a Reality Smasher right now? Let's go check. SCG Reality Smasher. A lot of people in Singapore like to buy and sell off the SCG prices in Singapore dollar just directly. Because SCG likes to inflate their prices, you know, I'm not going to shy away from saying that. $4.29. Still, whole pack price. Not bad. Not bad. How about Thought Knots here? Thought Knots here. TKS is wow, $8.75 US. Not bad. Not bad. Carrie Carrie is basically just complaining if you got no force of will in opening hand, you can't keep it. Which is very true. You can, yeah, even you can't keep a Flusterstorm as well. Mm. Library, Library of Alexandria. It's not a bad card to have on your opening lands. Especially for a draw go deck. So he's gonna go draw an extra card, of course, because you know. And once you get it running the first time, like you can just keep it running all the time. Just draw a card, uh, draw a card on your turn. Activate the Library of Alexandria. Draw an extra card. Mike has a very control heavy hand. He's just probably gonna wait for okay, so he sacrifices that. We don't see any stifle. That's okay. And he's gonna activate the Library of Alexandria. Draw a card. Wow, is that Gush? Yes, that's a Gush. He doesn't need any more cards though. So he's gonna draw another card. So his hand's gonna go up to 9 right now. Just hilariously large. Tap 3 mana. Monastery Mentor. Is that gonna resolve really? Are you going to let that resolve? Honestly? Ruben shaking his head. Nope. Ruben say nope. Yeah. Ruben is right. He's gonna pitch the Gush. Was that the right play? Ruben shakes his head. Yes. Well, he needed to play something. Like the Library of Alexandria is gonna get you lots and lots of goodies. So yeah, Mental Misstep goes down for a preordain. Takes 2 damage. All this Vintage primarily is a tempo based what you call it? It's a tempo based game. So no, he's gonna counter that with Red Elemental Blast. Awesome. Preordain goes down, gets to scry 2, then draw a card. Well, the best cantrips, the best being cantrip being Brainstorm. So yeah. Fetches for, is that Tundra? Yeah, that's a Tundra. Alright, so draws a card. Library of Alexandria draws another card off of that. So Library of Alexandria states tap, draw a card. So you can either tap for colorless mana or you can draw a card off of it, but you can only activate it when you have 7 cards in hand. It doesn't check again if you've got 7 cards. So that means if you tap, activate, and you cast something in response, you will still draw. But you can only activate the ability if you've got 7 cards in hand. Preordain looks for the Jace Mind Sculptor. And I think he wants to protect it for sure. Carry goes to fetch for 2 lands, not afraid of the what you call it? What's that spell that counters ability? I was just talking about it just now. Stifle, right. Not afraid of the stifle. Because obviously Mike does not run any stifles in his deck. Woohoo! Alright, so another preordain going down. I see the counting of cards, which probably indicates that he's going to treasure cruise off of that. 1 mana, draw 3 cards. Just as good as Ancestral Recall, just not at instant speed. Let's take away that ticker, shall we? It's probably gonna sacrifice for blue. Tap one more. Jason Mind Sculptor hits the battlefield. There is a It's gonna brainstorm because that's what you do with Jace. Alright, so manipulation. So he's gonna bolt the Jace. Oh man. How much do you want the Jace, Mike? How much do you want the Jace? So yeah, now that Bolt makes 7 cards in the graveyard of Carry, which means it probably can Treasure Cruise. Alright, so Snapcaster, yeah, I was just saying we don't usually run Snapcasters in modern, in Vintage, but apparently we do. Gush to draw 2 cards. Gush is such a good card, so good. Oh man, so he's gonna Fluster Storm the Gush. Alright, so the Force of Will is gonna hit the Jace. Is the Force sorry, not the Jace, the Snapcaster. So Force of Will is gonna hit back. Some very wildly banter happening in the store. I saw Jersey once on a map. Like I was in a coma for 3 days. Is that a wear and tear? But what's the wear and tear for? What would the wear and tear be for? But yeah, there's a lightning bolt in hand, which is very, very useful against the Jace. But there's right now, he's got. So yeah, he's gonna swing in with the mage Snapcaster. So he didn't activate the Jace. That's very strange. So he's going to try lightning bolt the Jace. Very strange indeed. He's probably going to cast. Okay, so he's going to activate the Gush. And then he's going to fire off. A dig through time. But Mike's gonna fire off his dig through time first. Carrie's commanding Carrie's gonna command the top 7 cards of Mike's deck to be 7 lands. Oh man. If you guys could only hear this, you know what? You guys can hear it too.
So much hate with price tag.
Our Okay, so
So the Flusterstorm goes down on the dig through time. Is draw a card and then he's gonna spell stutter. Flusterstorm, sorry, not spell stutter. Flusterstorm, the lightning bolt. Is gonna beat again with the Snapcaster Mage. Wow, this is a crazy control deck. This is insane. This is Josh. I can't even understand. So he's gonna preordain, get rid of those two cards because he doesn't really want those two cards. It's another Jace and land. Draw the extra card, lay another land. There's way too many cards in his hand. Another Mox. One Mox goes down, not another Mox. Red Elemental Blast can probably get rid of the Jace because it says that destroy blue permanent. So he activates the Jace, draws 3, puts back 2. But I think at this point it's going to be really tough for Carry to come back. So yeah. And one of the cards in Carry's hand is a Wear and Tear. The other one is a Red Elemental Blast. Alright, so another Mox. There's a Mox down here, can't see. No, even further than that. Yeah. There's a Pearl Mox. Mox Pearl. So yeah, the board looks... Wow, he's discarding a Gush. Red Elemental Blast goes off. So... Gotta make a decision. Mental Misstep takes 2 for it. Aha, yeah, there we go. The Mox Pearl. Mox Ruby. So yeah, Red Elemental Blast does not do what it's supposed to. Gush floats 2 mana. Draws 2 more cards. There's an Impulse in that. Impulse, a very good card. Gonna look at 4 cards. Put 1 to his hand, the rest on the bottom of his library. Alright, so he does take the Brainstorm. So Brainstorm, he's got 1 more mana floating, so he can actually cast the Brainstorm. They're checking the Oracle text for Impulse to see whether he has to reveal the card, but yeah, I don't think he does. Complaining like playing Anticipate would be better. Oh no, sorry, yeah, you used up the 2 mana to cast the Impulse. You know what? I think the flaw.
I have the deck here.
yeah, medium for 2.
The deck is here.
Yes.
The white deck. And it's very pretty.
That's so much.
Very basic land.
You pay mana for the impulse is that one, right?
Carry I'll fetch what basic land against me. Side. I choose people who is dead. I choose people. This guy's gonna die.
Walao, Brainstorm don't have me, oh. Wow, bully. Don't like that.
Basic land.
Fucking land. Go. That is a fetch land.
So yeah, it's a really tough matchup, I think. Gonna be a little tough.
Next week I play Delver already.
You play Metal Wizard, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not good.
You see your deck
Oh,
counting
it's
already?
very
I know.
good stacks.
Okay, resolve,
You can
resolve.
take a token.
Mentor! Shit, still no
Mentor!
mentor!
Find the monastery right there.
Before we already so busy.
You just 4 more turns only lah. Why you worry? You got 3 card, 2 card. Your hand full. No, but still.
For your token,
Beautiful too.
I have four ley lines.
Okay, and then.
4 ley lines and what's that? Which main also you can counter me.
Okay, so back here. Yeah, I don't think there's any way Mike's just like toying with his food right now. He's like 2 swings away from killing Carrie. Carrie's kind of down to his last few outs. Gonna discard a plow, draws. Carrie plays a land. He's got no more. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough, I think. I think maybe the wear and tears for the rest in peace, possibly. It's the Sylvan Library. It's gonna activate and cast the Pessimite. It's gonna be met with a force of will, and so it gets countered. Time Walk takes an extra turn, and there's a handshake, and that's it. That ends the game between Mike and Carrie. If you're just tuning in, this is the Throwback Thursdays Vintage Playtest Night at Grey Ogre Games, powered by the Power 9 Podcast. My name is Mick, I'm one of your hosts, and usually there are more people here, but it's okay. No, the mic is not on. Next time you want to talk, you gotta ask permission. No, but yeah, you can catch us on this Sunday. We'll be doing our PPTQ. We're doing PPTQ. For which PPTQ is this one? Honolulu, right? It's gonna be standard. We're gonna start at 12 o'clock Singapore time. I will be streaming from here, Grey Ogre Games, here in sunny Singapore from that time. Well, we're not sure. We're really not sure, because if the place is crowded, if the place is full, we will have to forgo streaming because we need space. We really need space. Singapore is a very crowded, small country. So yeah,